Hey guys, this is Alex from MarketWise Asia. Thank you for watching this video. So this video is actually specially done for you, SeasonalVantage user over here. So if you realize this video is actually unlisted on YouTube, which means that the general public cannot find this video, okay, unless they have the direct link over here. So I urge you not to share this video to other people. Okay, keep this to yourself because you are the one who purchased this report over here. So before I kickstart today's video, right, just a disclaimer first. Whatever I share, it is just for education purpose. It is not a recommendation to tell you what to buy or what to sell. Okay, Alex could be wrong, so please do your own due diligence, and this is not financial advice. Okay, with that, let's kickstart this session over here. So as I mentioned, right, during my live stream last Friday, I wanted to share with you some of the things that you should look out for, okay, in this coming new month, a new month in July. So what are the sectors, the industry, or even country ETF that you should look out for? All right, so as I mentioned during last Friday session live stream, July tends to be a positive month. Okay, this is the seasonality for the year three of the presidential cycle. So pre-election year three, June, July tends to be a positive month. Okay, August, September it is a negative, but we'll cover that next month, right? Next month. Okay, so let's focus on in July first. Okay, so with that, okay, just want to share with you what are the sectors that you should be looking out this month. So if you look at the S&P 500 futures over here, you can see that last Friday it was a very bullish close over here, and it seems that it has broken above this short-term trend line and this pull back and continue to head higher. So with that, if you realize that July historically tends to be a favorable month. So if you look at the stockcharts.com seasonality, charts over here, just looking at the S&P ETF SPY, you can take a look at 5 years. For the past 5 years, 100% of the time, okay, it is positive. Okay, all right. So even if you stretch to 10 years, okay, so like April, May, July tends to be positive as well. Very good month. If you stretch to 15 years, okay, July tends to be a very good month as well. Okay, so as I mentioned, right, for the indices, it has been rallying up. So if you realize a lot of this upward movement is caused by the tech company, the mega cap stocks like Apple, Amazon, and all this, Microsoft, and all this. Okay, but can we still continue to focus on all these stocks, and what are the improving or leading sector that you should be looking out? So I mentioned this one time, okay, during I think is it last week or 2 weeks ago, this relative rotation graph over here. This is also provided by Stock Charts, okay, but this is only for the paid user. You can see more things over here. And if you subscribe to Stock Charts, right, the most basic plan cost about 1995, so which means about 20 US dollars. Converting to Sing dollars, that is about 27 SGD. So I'm providing you this information data for free. Okay, so right now, and yeah, so from here, right, you can go and check it out. Okay, so how come I cannot change the thing over here? So free chart RRG. Let's try to find this. Okay, this is under the RRG chart. Okay, so there is it. There I go. So let's go to the sectors, S&P 500 sectors ETF. I want to go into the daily time frame. Then just click update over here. All right, so you can see that, okay, in this 4 quadrant over here, all right, the green one is leading sector, yellow is weakening, red is lagging, and the blue one is improving. So this data spans about 1 year. So you can see from this chart over here, all right, you can see that, from here, you can see the movement over here. It generally tends to move in that kind of direction, okay, clockwise direction. So it signifies a sector rotation. Of course, it doesn't mean that always like that, leading to weakening, to lagging, to improving. But a lot of times it can be, leading, then suddenly to lagging, then to weakening again, then to improving that kind. But generally, it follow this direction. So we only want to focus on one that's leading, improving. Okay, all right. And of course, right now the leading one used to be leading one is actually the technology, but we can see that it is actually weakening right now already. But the leading one is actually the industrial, okay, the materials, okay, and yeah, okay, sorry, I was scratched back. How come it looks weird? Sorry. The leading one is actually the industrial, the materials, okay, all right, in the green quadrant, and then the XLV, okay, the health, real estate, and the financial sectors is also improving. These are the things that you should be looking out for. Of course, you still can continue to look at the technology sector, but it is weakening right now. Weakening doesn't mean that it is weak, okay, it is just not as strong as previously. It is still strong until the tech stock go into lagging, then you wouldn't want to look into the tech stocks. Okay. So as of now, okay, the health, real estate, financial, industrial, materials are a not too bad sectors to watch out. And how do you use this information and use it on the seasonal vantage over here? Okay, so if you look at the seasonal vantage report over here, this is the month of July over here. Okay, this whole report span from July to September. So in a very a quick glance, you know what are the stocks, the dates, open, closing date, winning percentage, the number of years, calendar days, what are the sectors and industry and such. Okay. And you can, if you are using it on a desktop, the PDF will come into very handy for you. Okay. At one glance, you can check it out yourself. But you can also use the Excel data provided, okay, for those who purchase the plus version. You can sort it, you can filter it, okay, and find exactly what you want, or keep your watch list, okay, very tight. So what do I mean by that? So if you already know that, for example, the healthcare and the financial sector is improving, okay, you want to focus on that. So what can you do? So this is the stocks Excel data over here. All right, you can do the auto filter. By default, it is not auto filtered. Okay, you need to filter this, okay, with the options, and then you realize that you can filter the sector. So as I mentioned, right, you know that you can uncheck this. You know that for example, you want to focus on the healthcare. Healthcare is improving. Financial, it is, for example, improving as well. Real estate is also not too bad for us. So let's say you want to focus just on financial, healthcare, and real estate. Just click on these three sectors. Then you just click OK, and all these three sectors ETF, the stocks will be listed over here. So you already narrowed down quite a bit already. So there are still quite a bit. So for example, let's say that you want to focus on pharmaceutical. So how do I know that? Okay, the RG chart also enables you to do that. Not all the industry. So for example, over here, I want to share with you this S&P. No, S&P. This is the US industry indices. Okay, once again, I change to the daily time frame and then click on update. All right, so it can looks very confusing to you. Okay, some of this ticker symbol is not common because it's using the Dow Jones kind of in naming. Okay, so you can just look at this, the blue one or the green one. So for example, transportation, retail. Okay, you can see that the utility, pharmaceutical, insurance, REITs index and such. So you know that, for example, pharmaceutical is pretty strong, improving. Insurance is improving now. So maybe you want to watch these stocks or even the REITs index. Okay, so I can do that. Okay, you can go back to the spreadsheet over here, okay, under the industry. Okay, so for example, uncheck all, you can focus on, oh, it is heavy thunder right now as I'm doing this video. Okay, so insurance, for example, click on insurance, and then you can click on pharmaceutical, or you can click on real estate and uh REITs, okay, and what else? Equity real estate investment trust. So these few examples over here, and then after they click on OK. Now that your list is even much narrower right now. So of course, this is the start of July. Let's focus on the first week of July. So we can see over here, right? Brown and Brown, Perigo, Marsh and McLennan over here. These are insurance company, insurance, pharmaceutical real estate. Okay, so for example, you can see that, for example, this Brown and Brown, it is under the financial sector, it is under the insurance. So you can take a look at the chart right now. So under BRO, Brown and Brown, you can see that it has already been heading higher already. So this is a very strong stocks right now. But as a rule of thumb, I don't like to chase. So whenever stocks, ETF, okay, indices has been up for 3 consecutive days, I don't like to buy, because if I'm actually buying at a high. So you can keep this in your watch list. Can keep this in your watch list. Okay, I'm just sharing with you what you could do to keep your watch list narrower. And okay, and what are the sectors that you can look out for. So in this example over here, let's go back to the watch list over here. Okay, so let's say, for example, you want to look at the insurance company Aon. Okay, insurance, another insurance. Okay, AON. You can take a look. Okay, Aon, it should be quite strong also. Yeah, it is also pretty strong. So you can keep this in your watch list, wait for a pullback and such before you trigger your entry. Of course, I'm not asking you to copy me and buy or whatever it is. Okay, I'm just sharing with you some trade ideas and what you can do to filter out some of these stocks. Okay, you still need to watch the current price action. Okay, and what are the leading sectors and industry and such. So let's go back to the Excel spreadsheet. So for example, maybe you want to watch this REITs, okay, for example, real estate investment trust, okay, for example, realty income corp, the ticker is O. So how is the performance right now? Realty incomes, okay, it is actually not strong. See, this is actually not strong, but it is showing sign of support at the central pivot range. You can see over here, it's coming down, come back, go up again, holding well at the central pivot range. So in the incoming weeks, okay, you can see whether price can continue to head higher, or if is there any trigger for you to enter into this market, into this stock, okay, Realty Income Corporation, because based on the data over here, for Realty Income Corp, from 3rd July to the 2nd of August, for the past 10 years, 9 years, it is positive. Calendar days, 31 days, real estate under the equity REITs industry. So you roughly know how to filter on these stocks, right? So this is one way you can do it, okay? Another way is to look at the ETF data sheet over here. So at first glance, okay, it gives you a very bird's eye view on what is actually strong, what is moving and such, okay, using the ETF. So for example, from here you can see that the infotech, US technology, large cap growth, they are all still pretty strong in the month of July based on historical data. Seasonally, they are strong. You can go through them. But what I want you to focus on is that, for example, see, healthcare, it is improving, right? So you can see that this iShares US medical device over here. Okay, US iShares medical device over here. Okay, IHI, from the month of 3rd of July to 28th of July, for the past 10 years, 9 years is positive. Okay, calendar days 26 days. Okay, if you look at IHI, it is also not too bad. Okay, it is starting to move. RHI, you see? Okay, after, this is the general chart over here. It can be, pretty choppy, but as of recently, price is above, the cloud, okay, above the central pivot range. It signals kind of an uptrend. And after a short correction, it seems to go higher. So you can focus on some of these, medical device or ETF, okay? And of course, if you want to trade individual stocks, you can also, so for example, go to ETF.com, okay, and then you slash IHI. To tell you the component stocks of this ETF if you want to really trade the individual stocks as well. So IHI, okay, all right, then you go to the scroll down, all right, you can see that the top 10 holding, some of these stocks is comprises of 70%. So for example, like Thermo Fisher, Abbott, Medtronic, Intuitive Surgical, etc. If you really want to trade this, but other than that, if you want to trade just direct ETF, it is fine as well. Okay, back to the database over here. IHI is one example. Sorry, this is the stocks. The ETF is over here. And you can also even look at the countries. So countries can also filter, auto filter can go by the industry. Okay, normally it is under the broad multi-cap foreign, right, or the emerging markets lah. Okay, and you can just filter. Okay, for the start of the July, you can see that, for example, Sweden, EWD, all right, and Brazil. Okay, Brazil is like, for example, 6th July to 25th of July. For the past 10 years, 9 years, it is positive calendar days. During this period, it's only 20 calendar days. So you can take a look at EWZ. EWZ over here. So you can see that, hey, actually this is moving pretty pretty nicely. So for a while it was chopping down, starting to move higher, and recently, okay, there was a pullback, and it seems like starting to go higher again. So you can keep this in your watch list. Whether you want to take a note, it is entirely up to you. This is not a trade signal service. I'm just providing the data and what you should look out for. So in this example over here for IHI, no, for EWZ, okay, 6th July to 25th July. And of course, you can look at, for example, like Sweden, Netherlands. These are some of the country ETF that you can look out for, even for Taiwan. Taiwan, okay, EWT. Let's take a look. Taiwan, EWT. Is it doing well? It is also not too bad. Can you see that, it is actually chopping down and then starting to go higher with a pullback now. So, these are some of the alternative, things to trade if you do not want to just trade all the US stocks or ETF. So diversify into other non-correlated, securities. Okay, I hope this give you a very broad idea on how you can, filter out, to keep it even into a narrower watch list like this. The one that I show you, the stocks Excel, or even the ETF data, where you can look into a bird's eye view on what's moving, what are the countries that's moving, or even there's commodities that are moving. So with that, I thank you that you watched this video, and I hope I can provide you another update pretty soon. So I hope you find this video useful, and this is only meant for you, for those who are a SeasonalVantage user. Okay, thank you so much, and I see you again in the next video.